Hi guys, this is Jonie. I am going to record my Peeps family tree. I thought this was actually a very interesting assignment to do. I can't take all the credit. My uncle on my dad's side has already done their side of the family, and they have a whole book of ancestry in the family tree. And on my mom's side, an aunt has also already done her side of the family. So it was quite easy for me, with a little bit of help from my parents, to figure out 5 generations of my family. So we will start here with me. I am one of 3. I have a twin sister and an older sister. I got my bachelor's from Georgia Gwinnett College in early childhood education. I'm currently almost finished with my master's degree in gifted and creative education. I have been teaching this will be my 4th year coming up in the fall, and I love it. And of course, I only speak English. I was born in 1993. I am 27 years old. So that's me. My dad, David Bradshaw, was born in 1960 in Rhode Island. That's where I am also from. And my mom is, her maiden name, Barbara Williams, was born in 1958. So my dad only has an associate's degree. He is a mailman for the United States Post Office. He never finished his bachelor's degree. My mom was born in 1958 in Connecticut. She also only has an associate's degree. She worked for Chrysler and then moved us to Georgia when her job relocated. Now she is an administrative assistant at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for a cardiothoracic surgeon. And again, they both only have associate's degrees. There are 3 of us, and it's actually interesting. All 3 of us are pursuing or have our master's degrees, and they only had associate's degrees, so that's pretty cool. On my dad's side, my dad's mother, my grandma, May Bradshaw, was born in 1923, and she was from Rhode Island. She actually passed a few years ago, and she was 93 years old when she passed. She used to work at S&H Green Stamps. Apparently, it was a place where you could earn points, my dad said, and trade in for various items. And my grandfather, my dad's dad, Kenneth Bradshaw, was born in 1918, and he is actually from England, and he was a machinist. And they had 2 boys, my dad and my uncle. My grandma's mother was Mary Hesford, and she was born in 1901, and she was from Rhode Island. I put unemployed here, but she wasn't really unemployed back in that day. They were more of housewomen. They did chores around the house. They cooked, things like that. And she married Hugh Robinson. He was born in 1896, and he was from England. My grandfather actually came over with Edith Bradshaw here. Edith Bradshaw is my grandfather's mom. She was born in 1882. And she wasn't, this is interesting, we found out she wasn't actually married to Phineas Ambler. She had my grandfather illegitimately, and they found that out because on the Edith Bradshaw's passport from England to the States, it actually said that, in parentheses, bringing 1 child, Kenneth Bradshaw, illegitimate. So that's kind of interesting. He is said, Phineas Ambler is said to be a musician, and they had, Edith Bradshaw and him only had my grandfather. And then to keep going even further, found out for the 5th generation, Mary Hesford's mother was Mary Farr, and she was from England. And her father was Elias Hesford. He was born in 1869, and he was also from England. And they had one boy and one girl. Hugh Robinson's parents, his mom was Elizabeth Whatmore, and she was born in 1875 from England. And she married John Robinson, who was also from England, and we're not sure what year he was born. We could not find that, but together they had one girl and 5 boys. So it's pretty interesting to see. My dad's whole family, they came from England. And then my grandfather's mother and father. Edith Bradshaw's mother was Sarah Kershaw, and she was born in 1851, and she was from England as well. And Edith Bradshaw's father was Thomas Bradshaw. He was born in 1846, and he is from England as well. And we could not find if these two, how many children they had together. And then if we go down to my mom's side, my grandmother, my mom's mother, is Nancy Sullivan. She was born in 1938, and she is from Connecticut. And all of her life she has done factory work, making various things. She worked at a cotton factory, making things out of cotton. Acme Cotton is what it was called. And she's worked at various factories. My grandfather, my mom's father, Arthur Williams, was born in 1934, and he is also from Connecticut, and he also did factory work. He worked for Anchor Glass Company, who make like the glass Tupperware bowls that you see, and they made cups and things like that. They had 3 girls and 1 boy together. Neither of them have a degree of any sort, just high school degrees. And actually, my grandfather, Arthur Williams, only has an 8th grade education, or had up to an 8th grade education. Then he stopped going to school to work. My grandmother's mother is Mildred Moffat, and she was born in 1912, and she's from Connecticut. She also did factory work. My grandmother's father is John Sullivan. He was born in 1907, and he is from Connecticut as well, and they had 3 girls, my grandmother and her 2 sisters. One of the girls actually passed at a young age. I'm not sure the diagnosis of that, but she was very young, so technically there's only my grandmother and her sister left. Mildred's parents are Rose Whipple, and she's from Connecticut. And Mildred's father is Eugene Moffat from Connecticut. And together they had 3 girls and 2 boys. I'm not sure what their occupations were. And John Sullivan, I forgot to mention, my grandmother's father did not work. She said she can remember he was sick for as long as she could remember. So she's not sure what he did before that. His parents are Grace. We couldn't find her name, her last name or maiden name, but she was from Ireland. And then John's father, Dennis Sullivan, was also from Ireland, and they have 4 boys together. So you can see that my mom's side of the family has originated from Ireland, whereas my dad's has originated from England. If we go down here to my grandfather's parents, his mother is Bertha Nye, and she was born in 1900, and she's from Rhode Island. My grandfather's father is Clarence Williams Sr., and he was born in 1889, and he's from Rhode Island. And they had a big family, 13 of them all together, so 8 girls and 5 boys. And only one of these 13 are still living today. It's my grandfather's youngest brother. So the youngest boy of all 13 is the last surviving. Bertha's mom and dad are Edna Angel. Edna was born in 1873, and she's from Rhode Island. And Bertha's father is John Nye. He was born in 1865 from Connecticut, And these two had 4 girls together. And then Clarence Williams Sr., his mom was Eva Mae Studley, born in 1870, and her husband was James Swan Williams, and he was born in 1869. And what was interesting about Eva Mae Studley is she only lived to be 41, and in that time frame she was married 4 different times. So that was kind of cool to see. Here is my family tree going back 5 generations. Thanks for watching.